Hello and welcome to a new edition of the top 10 PPC news for the second week of July. What are we talking about? In Google, there is slightly less visibility and transparency if you adjust or modify the titles in the ads, and brand queries are the new cash cows, and query matching and future scenarios, hence the news and development of matching types. Why is brand match not a magical wand? PMax provides style leaves, feeds for labels, for tags, and additionally no longer for country in the merchant center. Meta. Target yes, target no. It's still better to separate them. Amazon, new hygiene campaigns even for those who do not sell on Amazon. Very interesting. TikTok, investments from major US companies are decreasing in anticipation of the ban. LinkedIn introduces sponsored newsletters. Finally, Microsoft has a new artificial intelligence tool to generate videos. So, let's start immediately with an extra piece of news and an extra bit of information outside the top 10, which is the one I mentioned about Google in the last place. Starting from August, if I remember correctly, there will be an important update where the feed criteria will no longer be tied to the country where you sell, but to a label that I want to assign to the feed. This will clearly allow for much more flexibility, clarity, and additional advantages and opportunities. There is nothing to be done about the campaigns that are already in place, which will continue as they were. But from August, it will be possible to make this very significant and impactful change that will allow for greater flexibility in the campaigns. Let's move on to news item right now without further delay. Microsoft has announced a change that will allow CoPilot to generate a series of videos naturally created by artificial intelligence, which will be given as suggestions as soon as I create my campaigns and enter the landing URL of my ads in the near future and seamlessly. This will help users automatically and efficiently with ease. Very useful and interesting. Now we will see what comes out of it, but generally speaking, it is good news. LinkedIn releases sponsored newsletters, so it will be possible to artificially boost the visibility not only of posts, but also of newsletters, always within the platform, of course. News number 8. Jeffrey Cohen on LinkedIn.com explains a new beta feature that has been released on Amazon, a beta that I would describe as truly historic and groundbreaking, because even if you are not a seller on Amazon, it will be possible to display a small form to request information, thus a lead generation form directly in the ad, intercepting a series of users to then contact them outside the platform. This new feature is expected to revolutionize the way businesses interact with potential customers, providing a seamless and efficient method for lead generation. I believe this is the first time that Amazon is giving the opportunity to someone who does not sell on Amazon to do this type of advertising. News number 7. And then more others. Google engineers have recently shared on LinkedIn an application that has been uploaded to GitHub, which is an open source application for automatically creating asset groups in Performance Max via Google Sheets. A very useful tool indeed for many users. Good, useful for scaling complex campaigns. News number 6. Mike Johnson on PPCHero.com explains here why it is better to use specific targeting separately in made ads campaigns or automatic Advantage Plus audiences. in much more comprehensive detail. Because the reason is quite simple, otherwise the two targets get mixed up. You can't understand which one is working, and in any case, the Advanced Advantage Plus target works quite well. So it's not worth limiting its potential with our specific target. But if we have audiences that are definitely warm, why not take advantage of that as well? Just do the two things separately. News number 5. Martin recording on lingreen.com explains once again, if it was still necessary, that broad match is not like a magic wand where you put in a keyword and it brings out all the knowable world related to that keyword that is potentially profitable. Or rather, it might also happen within 2 to 3 years though. In those 2 to 3 years, you will be paying for the ads. So, in this nice post, Martin reaffirms the usefulness of having phrase match, already less than exact match, but he still talks about exact match and explains how broad match works. That is, it's true there are more signals, but it's not like it's a match on steroids that solves all the keyword matching problems. News number 4. A great post on SearchEngineEland.com by Meniken Aini that explains in detail the recent announcement about improved matching, so to speak, in the latest evolution of Google Ads. This post delves into the nuances and intricacies of the changes, providing a comprehensive overview of how these updates will impact advertisers and their campaigns. And then it also adds a series of perspectives, future scenarios for the platform, which I think are quite accurate. It talks about replacing keywords as we use them today with search themes, and then it discusses audiences, essentially the elimination of match types. We'll see, but a good post nonetheless. News number 3. The post on ZATOmarketing.com is not so much about why Google allows bidding on brand terms, but why it is advantageous for them and why we are all seeing an explosion in the costs of brand protection campaigns. Clearly, with automatic bidding and broad match, everyone is targeting brand keywords, quite often without even realizing it. This phenomenon is undoubtedly becoming increasingly more common and widespread. And this obviously mainly favors Google's profits, but there is the possibility of mitigating this expense by taking a step back, something that I, for example, have been doing for a while. Returning to optimized CPC, where this is possible in brand protection campaigns, is still Kirk, in my opinion, who is absolutely right here. This was a business move by Google that certainly, indeed, did not favor advertisers. News number 2. Major American brands are reducing their budgets invested in TikTok ads, probably because everyone indeed actually expects that the frequently threatened ban in the United States is coming to fruition very soon. Let's see what happens. The presidential elections have their weight in this regard. However, it is not a good sign for TikTok. News number 1. Great post on lingreen.com by Ruben Rumbu, who shared the results of a series of extremely detailed and comprehensive and thorough and meticulous and exhaustive tests conducted with Quinten de Meer, emphasizing how when they pin the headlines in the ads start to get significantly fewer impressions. So what Ruben and Quinn hypothesize is that by going against the platform's suggestions, which are typically designed to optimize user engagement and ad performance, what we all feared is beginning to come true, namely a de facto penalization of the ads. This penalization could manifest in various ways, such as reduced visibility, lower engagement rates, or even higher costs for advertisers. We'll see if that's definitely the case. In any event, I'm not a big fan of fixed headlines within ads, so it doesn't directly concern me much, but I believe it should still be a choice left to advertisers. Well, that's all for this week. See you next time. Kale Roy is leaving with you and more peace for everyone. Goodbye.